All right, let's talk about the Dolphins and what went wrong in this one for them. Obviously, being on your third string quarterback is going to be a big part of it. I think a lot of people just said, it's Skylar Thompson, whatever, let's just write it off and call it a day. But I figured, let's still go into the film, see what we can learn. Yes, we are going to see some that's just Skylar Thompson, what are you going to do kind of plays, but we're also going to see some other things that I think are worth talking about. So first, let's talk about the one of those, it's just Skylar Thompson, what are you going to do type of plays. This is a concept that actually is going to work. I think that the Jets actually did a good job of covering in this game, but there were times when they were able to get something open. This is an example. You have a receiver who's lined up to your offense's right, going to run a deep route, kind of getting over the middle. This should draw the corner towards him, so that way when you have a second receiver kind of get underneath that corner zone, he could get open. So look at how right when this play begins, you're going to definitely see that this play is working. You see how this worked. You see how they were able to get this open. So, good scheme here by Mike McDaniel to get stuff to work. And I really do think that if this is Tua or Teddy Bridgewater here, this is a pretty easy completion. Listen, we've all made our jokes about noodle arm Tua, right? We've all made those jokes. Dolphins fans haven't, but, other people have definitely made jokes, seen specific plays and made jokes about it. But, definitely has more of a cannon than Skylar Thompson, I think it's fair to say. I mean, look at this. I mean, Thompson was hit as he was thrown, so maybe that's part of it. Maybe I'm being harsh on Thompson, but the ball just did not get there anywhere near in time. So, again, maybe I'm being a bit harsh on. I haven't fully evaluated Skylar Thompson. I don't know that much about him, so maybe he actually does have a big arm and he just didn't show it on that play. But it's just an example of if Tua or Teddy are there, that's a completion and a big gain. So that's something that once you get your, one of those two quarterbacks back, you don't have to worry about this anymore. However, going over to a play like this, it was not just that for the Miami Dolphins. There were some legitimate plays that weren't great. I mean, that's just what I saw, was there were plays where guys were not getting open. It's so easy to sit here and say, it's just, third string quarterback, and that obviously is playing a huge factor, but there were some other issues that were going on. I thought the Jets, the secondary, did a great job against this Miami Dolphins receiving core. You see the way this concept works. You see how, it's a zone coverage play. You see what's going on right here. And right when this play begins, you're going to see, Thompson runs a play action, and down the field, you notice that there's, the two routes deep down the field are not open here. So, okay, good job by the Jets is what I would say. It's good defense. I'm not mad at the Dolphins receiving core or anything like that. I do think that this is, this is good defense, and so, okay, what are you going to do here? Thompson actually does the right thing, throws a check down. Okay, the check down on the other side of the field was more open, but how could he have known that? He just hit one of the check downs. This is a good play by Skylar Thompson. He did the right thing on this play. There just wasn't anything open, and that was something that happened as well. We can't just pretend like guys were getting wide open and Thompson was missing them all game. Not exactly how it was working. But heading over here, I do think that one thing I really noticed about Thompson, because again, it's not supposed to be a Skylar Thompson video, but obviously you're going to talk a lot about the quarterback when you talk about an offense, just because that matters so much. And there were still plays when what I really noticed about him, really struggled when he was under pressure, because the way this concept works, it's man coverage. Thompson takes a snap, and since there is a blitz coming, there's going to be pressure right away. He sees a route that he kind of likes. It's not wide open, and it'll be a tough catch to make the grab and then turn over, get the first down. So a tough play, but I can see why Thompson is going to take this chance here. Maybe a low percentage chance of working out, but it's better than a no percentage chance of working out if you don't throw the ball. So might as well take a shot here. However, as you see, as he gets hit, he is not quite able to make this throw. So again, who do you want to blame there? You want to blame Thompson. I think that's reasonable. He didn't make the throw. At the end of the day, yes, you're under pressure. You still do have to hit throws. Tua can hit throws under pressure. Bridgewater can hit throws under pressure. It does hurt your team when you can't make those throws under pressure. So again, to varying degrees. Some people can do it great. Patrick Mahomes seemingly gets stronger when he's getting hit as he's throwing. But, for most guys, you're going to get worse. But he was still missing the throws. It's fair to blame him. But also, offensive line giving up some pressure, certainly. And I would also say it's like, the Jets secondary is doing a great job against these Miami Dolphins receivers. So guys aren't really getting open. And there's not an easy throw for Thompson to make. So I think all of that is fair. And then I also saw this, which is, okay, so this is a Skylar Thompson issue, but it's also kind of maybe a bit a coaching issue. It's weird. So let's talk about what I'm bringing up here, where we saw it's going to be Thompson is going to run a play action and roll out towards the bottom of the screen, and he has one read on this play. The tight end is the only read he has on this one. So it seemed like, I think that McDaniel said, okay, we don't really have a great quarterback here. Let's put the training wheels on, and let's put training wheels on those training wheels, because we're going to try to maybe sometimes just see if we can get the ball going that way, move the ball down the field that way. And defenses were playing pretty well through 3 quarters. I think the score, the game got away from the Dolphins in the 4th, but it was relatively competitive for 3 quarters. So watch how Thompson takes a snap. He runs the play action, and this is just a terrible situation that they've gotten themselves into. So if he wants to throw this check down, there are 2 Jets players in the area. You also look at Thompson himself, and there are 2 Jets players in his area, 2 Jets players about to tackle him. This is as bad of a situation as you can ask for as a quarterback. So this is kind of an example of sometimes when you try to simplify things too much for a young quarterback, it actually can hurt their development. Sometimes you got to still just let them, make reads and try to throw the ball down the field. So some of these plays just didn't work out. Again, Thompson does the right thing, throws the ball away. Nothing else he could have done there. So, give him credit for that, I suppose. But as a whole, this is maybe an example of, and again, it's hard, right? You didn't go into this week expecting Skylar Thompson to have to be the quarterback. That's not something you really prepared for. So I'm not blaming the Dolphins by any means. I'm just saying this is what happened, and this was the decision they made, and it didn't work out in this game. I'm not saying it was the wrong decision, just it didn't work out. And finally, one last thing, I think Thompson might throw a hard-to-catch ball. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like some quarterbacks get more drops than other quarterbacks. My favorite example was, as a Tampa Bay fan, I remember Josh Freeman was the king of getting the dropped pass by his receivers because he threw the ball 100 miles an hour, and it wouldn't be perfectly accurate, and so guys couldn't hang on to it. It might just be that. I don't know what it is. My guess would be it's more of a feel thing of throwing fastballs at guys who are 10 yards away, or also not putting it perfectly where you want to hit it. But there were some catches that weren't made that maybe could have been made in this one. It's zone coverage. You have a tight end running over the middle. I can't exactly see the number. I believe it's 80, which is Tanner Connor. I believe that's who the tight end is. But anyways, watch what happens here. Look, as you see, I mean, this is just, it's a drop. I don't really know what to make of it. I don't know how much you want to put into that one play. I'm just saying something I noticed a couple of times, so I'm bringing it up. When I see something happen, I bring it up. But again, part of, I'm sure what Dolphins fans are thinking is like, okay, sure, that's fair, but also we have Skylar Thompson currently throwing the football to, to Tanner Connor, the guy with 11 snaps this season. Like, he's a undrafted rookie. Like, these are a 7th round rookie throwing to an undrafted rookie. We're in a tough spot here. I think that's reasonable. I think that's fair. I understand it. And that's really the takeaway. If the question is how much of it was Skylar Thompson's fault that the offense struggled, the answer is a good chunk, but not all of it, which I think is probably to be expected. Like, yeah, the defense made plays as well. It wasn't just a quarterback came out and stunk up the joint, but I do feel like if Bridgewater or Tua are in there, this is a competitive game throughout the entire game, not just through the first 3 quarters. And who knows, maybe the Dolphins even win it. I don't think it's crazy to think that could have happened, but probably, I think, given the way the game went, I would still say the Jets probably would have won this one. But just the way things went. But at the same time, clearly it hurt having Thompson out there. But again, maybe Thompson will just play better once he now has, like, I sort of joked about on the podcast, he's probably meeting some of these guys on his team for the first time, like in the huddle, he's knew it. He's the 3rd string guy just a couple weeks ago. So now he's being the starter. It's just tough. Maybe if he has a full week of first team reps. I know Tua is back, so who knows who's going to be the starter as of when I'm recording this video, but it's interesting stuff. So yeah, that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.